Okay, let's unpack this. We're doing a deep dive today into a truly mind-bending idea, something you might not have considered.
Right.
We're going to explore how this ancient system of symbols, the tarot, could maybe be seen as a kind of sophisticated user interface for understanding two really radical contemporary theories of reality. We're talking the holographic principle and the simulation hypothesis.
Yeah, it's a fascinating question at the heart of it all. What if the universe, like at its most basic level, isn't really matter and energy, but just pure information?
Exactly. So our mission, our goal here, is to explore if the tarot's structure, its whole narrative, might, well, uncannily prefigure that kind of reality.
Could it be a kind of key, a key to the underlying code?
That's the idea. So this deep dive, it rests on three pillars. First, the tarot itself, this sacred book of symbols.
Right.
Second, the holographic principle, our 3D world as just a projection from a 2D surface.
Wild stuff.
And third, the simulation hypothesis, the idea that, well, what we think is real is actually an artificial computer simulation.
So where do we start? The tarot itself.
Let's start there. Pillar one. The tarot's journey is pretty amazing on its own.
Absolutely. I mean, it's so intriguing how it started, right? 15th century Italy, an aristocratic card game. Carta Trionfi.
Just a game.
Just a game initially. But then later, 18th, 19th century mystics started imbuing it with these really profound esoteric meanings.
But transformed.
Completely into this incredibly rich symbolic system.
And then, early 20th century, you get Pamela Coleman Smith's Rider-Waite deck. Those illustrations,
Revolution.
they made these complex symbols suddenly accessible. It wasn't just for initiates anymore.
Exactly. It opened it right up. And the key part, really, are those 22 major arcana cards.
The archetypes, the Fool, Death, the World.
Yes, universal archetypes. They resonate so deeply, kind of like Jung's idea of the collective unconscious, you know, that shared psychic inheritance.
And they aren't just random symbols, are they? They're linked.
Very much so. They're often integrated with the Kabbalistic tree of life, this ancient diagram mapping spiritual paths, aspects of divinity. It gives them this deep metaphysical structure.
It's almost like an ancient map.
A blueprint, perhaps, of some kind of universal information structure.
Okay, so that's the ancient map. Now let's jump to modern science proposing something, well, weirdly similar. This informational reality.
Right, like the holographic principle.
Explain that a bit. 3D from 2D.
Well, the idea is our three-dimensional world might just be a projection, like a hologram from a distant two-dimensional surface. Information encoded in qubits.
Qubits, right. Quantum bits.
And black holes give us a clue. Their information content, their entropy, seems proportional to their surface area, not their volume. That's weird, right?
Very weird. It suggests that the 3Dness might be emerging from that 2D boundary information.
Precisely. And then you've got the simulation hypothesis.
Nick Bostom's argument that we're probably in a simulation.
Yeah, his trilemma argument makes a strong case. And it's not just modern sci-fi thinking. It echoes Plato's cave, ancient Gnosticism, this idea that perceived reality isn't the real reality.
What's fascinating here is both theories, holographic principle, simulation hypothesis, they point to the same radical idea, don't they?
They really do. That our perceived reality, the world we experienced, it's secondary. It emerges from something more fundamental.
Which is?
Pure information. Or maybe code.
Okay, this is where my mind starts bending.
Yeah.
If reality is information, if it's code, could the tarot be more than just symbols about reality?
Could it be operating on the same principle, like a language?
An interface, a way to actually interact with this informational universe.
That's exactly the proposition we're exploring. Think about it. The major arcana archetypes, maybe they are the operating system, the foundational code of the simulation, if you like.
So the Emperor card could be, what?
Yeah.
Like the fixed laws,
Yeah.
the physics of the system.
Could be. Representing the immutable rules. And maybe the Wheel of Fortune is like the system's random number generator, introducing those structured yet unpredictable shifts. Fate, maybe.
Implying a kind of programmable logic to the universe, not just chaos.
Right. And then the Fool's Journey, the whole story told through the major arcana.
That becomes the main quest line, the intended path for consciousness in this simulation.
Perhaps a design developmental path. So the Hanged Man might be a challenge, a puzzle room needing a new perspective.
And a tower. Boom.
A system crash, or maybe a forced update that just resets things dramatically.
So divination, reading the cards. It's not fortune-telling in the old sense.
Maybe not about predicting a fixed future, more like a probabilistic query. You're probing the system's current state.
Like quantum physics.
Yeah.
We're just observing changes the outcome.
Exactly. The tarot becomes less about prediction and more like a walkthrough for navigating the game of life.
Okay, but this raises a huge question. For all of us, for you listening.
Free will.
Yeah. If reality is coded, are we just puppets? Do our choices mean anything?
It's the big one, isn't it? The paradox. Predetermined game or real agency?
What does this synthesis suggest?
Well, it leans towards something called compatibilism. The idea that, yes, the system might be deterministic, it has rules, this archetypal code, but we can still exercise genuine free will within that system. Your choices are real, they matter, but they play out on this defined stage.
That sounds a bit like Gnosticism almost.
Yeah.
The tarot as a tool for waking up.
A manual for awakening, perhaps, helping you achieve gnosis, that direct intuitive knowledge. To see the code like Neo in the Matrix and wake up from the illusion.
Wow.
And it emphasizes the observer effect again. Your consciousness isn't just passively watching, it's participating.
Actively creating reality.
Co-creating, maybe. So a tarot reading becomes a way to consciously engage, to align your own quantum signal, if you will, to influence outcomes. You're not just a player. Maybe you're also a bit of a programmer.
So wrapping this up, what does this all mean for you, listening right now? The tarot seems to emerge as this, well, incredibly coherent symbolic system.
Yeah, potentially an interface with a reality that's fundamentally woven from information.
A map of the rules, a guide for your own evolution.
And a practical tool for querying the system, maybe even influencing it. It sort of re-enchants everything, doesn't it? Puts consciousness right back in the center as an active player.
So here's the final thought to leave you with. What if the tarot isn't just mapping your soul's journey? What if it's closer to an instruction manual for interacting with, maybe even programming, the fabric of existence itself? If so, what will you choose to create next?